Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to be live again. Last week was interesting time. This is another new week. I want to leave some opportunity for people to join in. I can see people live here. I want to give rooms and opportunity for people to join us before we start this week, kick off this week. Events, welcome. Nice to see everyone joining in. Welcome. So I'll give like 5 minutes to allow others to join us, and also if you want to grab a coffee, if you want to grab a drink, take a pencil, a note, this is an opportunity to do that before we start today. So I'll give like, say, 2 minutes to allow that to join us, and also for you to quickly grab a note, a pen, or a drink. Just 2-minute break. So we have 1 more minute before we start. Still letting people join us on stage, online, to listen and watch. So 1 more minute before we start. I hope you are grabbing your coffee to make you awake. I hope you're stretching your leg. You have a pen and a paper ready today. Good to have you here on stage. Okay, so as we start today's section, thank you everyone for joining me, and it's great opportunity to be here to learn from each other, and also to look at what we can do to help our fundraising, to move our fundraising forward, and to see how we can implement strategies for our end of the year campaign. The purpose of this bootcamp is to help raise more money, give us more strategies to raise more money, and to fine-tune our fundraising strategies. So my intention today is to kind of lay the foundation of what fundraising is all about. And then tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, my colleagues are all coming to talk more, build more on the foundation that I've laid today on what fundraising is all about. So today, I just want to talk about briefly what fundraising is all about, and give a challenge weekly. We're going to be having a weekly challenge. So today I'll talk about the challenge, the fundraising challenge, and we'll talk more when we get there. But I want you to have the mindset that I'm talking about, what fundraising is all about, and building on. And I'm talking about the challenge, our weekly challenge we're starting today. The purpose of the challenge is to hold her is a hand holding opportunity to be able to move, to do something, right, to move forward in our fundraising efforts. Oftentimes people ask me, I ask people, what is fundraising? And a lot of people said, oh, fundraising is asking for donation, is when you ask people to give you money. That is what fundraising is all about. And that is true, but actually that is not so true. Fundraising is not asking for donation. Fundraising, I have an acronym for fundraising, and I'll give you the acronym. The acronym is CSCBA. I'll say it again. The fundraising acronym is CSCBA, and C stands for communicating impact. S showing gratitude. C is creating community. B is building trust and credibility. And A is asking for donation. A good fundraising strategy tap into all of this. It's not just going online or just asking money. A good fundraising strategies has all of these, include all of these that I've talked about: communicating impact, showing gratitude, creating community, building trust and credibility, and asking for donation. A good fundraising strategy tap into your mission, your donor passion, and your past success. When it comes to fundraising, there is no one size fits all, especially when it comes to small non-profit. There is no size fits all. My best advice when it comes to fundraising is always start where you are. So today I'm going to talk about, like I said, what is fundraising, going deeply into elementary of fundraising. And the basic of this is to give an opportunity to strengthen your organization, and just to let you know more about fundraising. Forget about big organizations that you've seen. When it comes to fundraising, you are not competing. Forget about the competition. There's no competition when it comes to fundraising. Fundraising is an opportunity for you to communicate your impact. So fundraising is like finding your own secret sauce and using a tactics that work best for you. Making sure that you double down on thanking your donor and building relationship. That is what fundraising is all about. So now let's look at fundraising tools. Like I said, I'll first build upon what fundraising is all about before we go into today's challenge. So there are so many fundraising tools. There's so many ways to fundraise, right? So I'll be giving I'll be reminding us what the tools, fundraising tools. We'll go on it one by one and looking at what are the fundraising tools. The first fundraising tools is corporate giving. Many organizations wrongly believe that corporate giving is easier than any other type of fundraising. I think this belief is so prevalent because people see corporate giving as corporation as having lot of money. Therefore, they can just easily give away money because corporation has a lot of money. I think that is wrong. I think personally, it's a lot of corporation, they are comfortable with giving to non-profit that they see alignment. Alignment. So corporate giving rely mostly on alignment to do fundraise. Like they want to see what's the value and the impact they are giving to in their they want to raise in the community. So that's what drive corporate giving. One of the ways for corporate giving is sponsorship. We've seen non-profit, corporate organization, that reflects the marketing objective of organization. They want to be recognized. They want to align with your organization audience. Whether your mission is to help people with cancer or to help homeless, we see a corporation that align with that. They want to kind of come together to sponsor your to sponsor most of your programs, to sponsor most of your activities in the community. So sponsorship decision are often made by the marketing department. The corporate giving align with mission, non-profit mission. So the other type of corporate giving is corporate philanthropy foundation. Companies often have a philanthropic program either within the corporate structure or as a separate foundation. This funding is usually tied to programming that fit within their philanthropy priority. Alignment also is important. So we see grant opportunity, foundation, private foundation, organization putting small grants that align, of course, with what their organization is all about. Then the other type of corporate giving is cause marketing. So cause marketing is when a company leverage their customer to give. Model like buy one, get one free, or a percentage of sales. We've seen a lot of corporations saying percentage of our sales go to this non-profit, go to that non-profit. That is cause marketing. That's when a corporation rely on percentage of sales to drive customers, and also some company will match donation as well. Cost marketing is a marketing approach for company. It is a way to differentiate their company in the mind of their customers. Another fundraising is corporate volunteerism. We see companies are constantly looking for a creative workplace so that they can attract and retain top talent. And one of the ways is to offer paid volunteer opportunity as a group or individual. Some company will donate, whether it's their staff, volunteer, or either some certain hours of time for team, building activities. They look for what can we do to build teams activity within our corporation. And one of the best ways to allow their teams, maybe their top staff to volunteer together in non-profits. So those are the levels of fundraising, corporate fundraising. So those are the activities when it comes to corporate fundraising. So another type of fundraising is individual giving. Like I said earlier on, I'm laying the foundation of fundraising. I know we all know what fundraising is all about, but what I'm doing is laying the foundation so that when my colleagues come speak throughout the week, you have an idea of what the foundation have already laid about fundraising. Then you can take it further, and you can be able to build or look at what you are doing currently and look at what you can do to help up your fundraising activity within your organization. So we're going to individual giving. I know this is what most of us do the most. We solicit for individual donation in our organization. So when corporate giving might be driven by marketing or strategy alignment and their and foundation priority, individual donors weather some up and down of giving and give over long period of time. The best individual donors are the one who care deeply about your cause. So think about ways you can deepen that commitment over time. Individual giving comes in all sizes, and remember to honor and recognize them in a meaningful way is also a great way to build impact. So we have one. So these are the types of corporate giving. The first one is direct appeal, asking individual to give directly through email, through mail, or marketing material. Like last week, Tricia talked about auction. This is one of individual giving. The monthly giving is another individual giving program that you can have within your organization. This is a recurrent revenue and is a great way to build a predictability in fundraising. I remember one of my jobs in when I was in one particular organization. I have one of my monthly giving program, which is called San Diego Angels. I have individual giving $50 in a month, and I have to have like group of 75 people giving. I start with 12, then I move it up within the year to 75 people giving $50 every single month for the San Diego Angels in one of the programs organization I've worked. So that is a corporate giving, having people donating every month a certain amount of money to help your fundraising efforts. So these are the most loyal, donors, and they are often the best prospect for something like donation in their will. These people, this group of fundraising, if you treat them well, if you build relationship with them, this is the best way to steward them for a long period of time. And you see, these people can give throughout their lifetime. Some even remember your organization in their will, plan, give, and bequest gift. And if there is also a proper system put in place to manage this monthly giving, it's a very good way to steward a long-time giving program. Another form of corporate giving is mid-level giving. So mid-level giving is a gift that we see organizations jump in to give smaller donation to major gifts, but there is an incredibility group of mid-level gifts. So we see corporation jump in, to make some certain amount of giving. You can create a community pot, of donor and build deep relationship. Remember what I said, fundraising is not asking for money, right? We defined fundraising when I was starting up. Remember what I said, building impact, communicating your story. I also give an acronym for what fundraising is all about. So the last part of individual giving is major gifts. I like this a lot because this, helps, build program quickly. So there's no cap fit all when it comes to major gifts. Defining major gifts is depending on your nonprofit. Some nonprofit have see $1,000 as a major gift. Some see like $500 as major gift. So it depends on relationship building, loyal contribution, and what you and how much you think is major to your nonprofits. So the last part of it is plan gift. The plan gift, legacy gift, bequest gift, these all describe donations that are realized after a person passes away. Why you might not know that someone lived a gift for your organization, but is a way to kind of fundraise when someone died and leave, some certain amounts, or it can be a building, it can be a property for your organization when they pass on. So this is another form of fundraising. Another form of fundraising, individual giving has a lot of ways that you can fundraise, and I'm walking through one by one step of how individual fundraising, how you can cultivate individual to get donations. So another form of individual donation is peer-to-peer. So this is when someone fundraise on behalf of your organization. This is when someone, kind of like a campaign, grow popularity, or a group of volunteer, campaign, mobilize their support and help fundraise for your cause, help you build a fundraise. That is another form of fundraise. Then another form of fundraise is Facebook fundraising. We've seen some people on Facebook that raise money for their favorite cause. You see, my birthday is coming, fundraise for this organization. I'm fundraising I want to raise 500 for this organization. We've seen it. That is Facebook fundraising. Facebook allow individual to raise money for their favorite organization. It might be yours, it might be another one you're passionate about, it might be whatever you want to fundraise. Facebook give that opportunity, and it's so easy to set that up on Facebook, and this help create an awareness. People want to check it out. What is this organization all about? And sometimes some organizations are not even aware that someone is fundraising on their behalf. This is building community. When you have community of people around you, people support us, this is one of the things that happens. So another form of fundraising is crowdfunding. This seems like a quick fix for organization, but successful crowdfunding are built on a strong and mobilization of people who want to support your cause. It is similar to peer-to-peer fundraising, but crowdfunding campaign work based on the time sensitive. So we're seeing some time sensitive opportunity where people said, we want to raise $500 for flooding. There's some flood, I want to raise it's time sensitive. We need this money in a week. Or someone wants to enroll in a college. I need this money to pay tuition fee. This kind of fundraising is called crowdfunding fundraising. So that is all about individual fundraising. So we have corporate. I've explained corporate giving. I've explained individual giving. Now we are going to events. This is the third one. So events are usually time intensive, and it has a lower return on investment than other type of fundraising. I've seen that because I'm in the middle of events. I know what it means to run an event, especially when it's virtual event. It's time consuming. It's a lot of investment, and but it's a very good way to build a meaningful relationship and introduce your organization to new audience. It's a way of building relationship, building audience around your non-profit, right? Oftentimes people, unfamiliar with fundraising, often think that all fundraising in events are event-based. No, there are so many fundraising that you can use for events. Event fundraising, build meaningful, deepen your commitment to your cause. And there's so many ways to fundraise with events. We have virtual fundraising, like how to, some people come on do that on how to bake and invite people that this money goes to this organization, or how to make, or just to accomplish a purpose. So there's also another element of non-ask event. One of my best fundraising strategy is my non-ask event. When I was working international, I remember traveling to some part of the world doing a non-ask event. Just mobilizing people, talking about my nonprofit, and don't ask them, but just kind of introduce them to a tour of the premises, or just telling them more about what the nonprofit is all about. So there's so many events. We have small events, large events, we have third-party events, we also have a non-arts event, and we also have some events that some corporation can organize on your behalf, on behalf of your nonprofits. So grants is another amazing way. So I've explained what is individual donation, I've explained corporate, I've explained grant, I've explained event, and now I'm going to the fourth one, which is grants. So grants can be an amazing way to reach large amounts of money from one source or two sources. We've all seen grants, we all know what grant opportunity is all about. Some of us think that grant is a way to get money, but we just go online, fill out the application, to go to the database, fill out this extensive grant, and don't do follow-up. Grant is also relationship based. All fundraising are relationship based. If you want to, if there's anything I want you to walk out of this event, is to have this impression that people don't give because you ask them, but people give because of the relationship you build, even grants. So writing grants and I've submitted, now I'm waiting, doesn't work most time. What works is also going behind the table to research about this organization and ask questions, build relation, get in touch with the granting officer and learn more about the opportunity beyond what was published. It's not everything that is in the paper that can be put into paper, but going beyond to ask questions pertaining to your organization are ways to, even if you don't get that grant, they keep you in mind because you are building relationship. So these are the ways we can fundraise. We can raise fund for our organization. Remember what I said initially, fundraising is building community, communicating impact, building trust, telling story, and asking. So it's not just about, okay, give me money. Okay, we need money. Everyone need, all organizations need money. In fact, the rate of nonprofits that we have now is more than what we have last year or two, and the rate will keep going up. So building this community is really key for you to move your organization forward. There is a lot of option when it comes to fundraising. The most important thing you can do is to review all the fundraising strategies that you are using and compare them and see what best fits. What can I do? What more? You can't do everything, right? Because your main job is not to fundraise, actually. Your main job is your mission, to fulfill your mission. Your main job is not fundraising. So based on the rule of thumb, the best thing you can do for your organization is to take at least 2 to 3 strategies that work best for you. 2 to 3 strategies that work best for you, and that is how you can help, because you can do everything. You can hold an event, the corporate giving, you can do everything at the same time. What fits, what is relevant to your donors, what is relevant to your mission, what work best, what stick with you, that is where you need to start. That is what you need to start in fundraising. So know your audience is key to alliance. Know who your audience is. Know what your mission, your audience. That is key. Who is running your fundraising program? That is also important. How many volunteers do you have? That is important. Pick 1 to 3 strategies. Focus on them Make sure you know how to do it well. Say no to other options, because those three are important. Those 1 to 3 strategies are important. So stick to 1 to 3 strategies. That is key. That is important. What you need to do, it's simple in fundraising. What you need to do is sticking to 1 to 3 of all of these fundraising. So as my colleagues will be coming, remember the time is the same, 11 a.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about grassroots fundraising. I hope I've been able to, lay the foundation of what fundraising is all about, and my colleagues will be building on it. So as they talk through, remember what I've said. I hope you are taking notes, and these videos will be available for you to watch the replay. I hope you'll be able to build on your fundraising strategies. I hope you'll be able to look at what you are doing right now and how you can incorporate maybe 1 or 2, or how you can modify what you are doing to be able to work more best for you, to raise more money for you. So because I've defined what fundraising is all about, I want to right now, go into our challenge for the week. Because fundraising is not just about asking for money, asking for donation. Fundraising is building community, communicating your impact. So the challenge I'm going to give for this week challenge is, it's simple, right? But it's what I want you all to do. I want you to, for this week, I want you to develop a list of 30 contacts. 30 contacts. It can be a potential partner. It can be a funder. It can be a donor. It can be whoever. Gather their contact info. Contact one person or two, because it's end of the year. This is the time that based on statistics, you can raise at least 30% of your annual income. So annual budget. So this is the time to write at least 30 people. If you are not doing Giving Tuesday, if you are not doing anything, please make a list of 30 contacts, your partner donors or potential donors. What you need to do is, when you contact them, ask questions to learn more about them and share information about your nonprofits. So ask them questions about them. Why do they give to you? Find alignments. Build community. This is one way I want you to build community. Build community. Share information about your nonprofit. Let them ask them questions about your nonprofit. Let them ask you questions. So how do you do this? So that these are the group of, and also give them an opportunity to give. Tell them about if you have any opportunity at this end of the year, this is the time to do that. So 30 contacts, right? I want to hear about your 30 contacts. I want to hear about these people. I want to hear about the question they are asking. I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to pick up your call, pick up your phone, send that email, send the email, pick up your phone, make that meeting happen. If it's possible, if it's one-on-one meeting, if you can do that, meet with 30 people. Don't be afraid. This is the end of the year. People are more generous at this time. There's so many giving opportunity going on. There's Giving Tuesday. We're bringing Giving Tuesday to this boot camp. We're inviting Giving Tuesday organization to come and talk to us here. They'll be coming before the end of this boot camp. I want you to make that contact one at least every day. Contact at least 5 people in this your contact, this 30 days challenge. Contact one person or 2 every single day. Ask them questions to learn more about them and share information about your nonprofit. This is how you can build audience. I want to hear. I'll be in the lounge. This is the end of today. I'll be in the lounge to answer questions that you might have. I want to know more about how I can help you with this, your list building. I want to help you with it. I want you to tell me more about how you want to proceed with your list and how you want to contact these 30 people. So thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be having another speaker coming here to talk about grassroots fundraising and how we can build strategy around that. Thank you so much for listening to me. I really appreciate your time, and there will going to be a replay of this at the end. Thank you so much, and meet me at the lounge to ask me a question if you have, and I will see you tomorrow. Invite other nonprofits to join us. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.